Okay, it's 9 o'clock, actually 20 seconds after 9, it's a little bit late. Lesson 17, Python graphics and Turtle. It's going to seem strange that we're going to create graphics the way we're going to create them here. All we're doing is using lines to create graphics. So this one should have been finished yesterday. I think you ended up with about 4.5 hours to work on those two. Hopefully everybody got enough time to get to those. We've got this lesson here and this lesson here, and then I'm going to review what happens on the final and the final program that you're going to create, and that's it. So you'll have the rest of June to get caught up with whatever you're not finished, maybe resubmit some stuff that you didn't do as well as you wanted to, work on your final project, and prep for your final. So we're moving along at a pretty good pace. I'm just going to keep it going here until we get to the end and work through these as quick as we can. So lesson 17, Python graphics and Turtle. This is a short one. It's not going to take us very long. I have another video there that you can watch. The issue that you have to deal with when you're working with Turtle in Repellent is you can't use just regular Python when you create your Repellent. You should follow all the assignment links and they should work fine. But if you do have to create a Repellent separate, if you wanted to create one to test something, you have to create the Python with Turtle. Okay, and I can show you how to do that. If I go back to here, if I create a new Repel up here in the corner, it's going to ask me which one I want. Python, Python with Turtle. It might pop up because those are the only two I use Repellent for, but if you just search it in here, it should come up. And there, just PY, it comes up as Python Turtle. All right, so, and you can see through your list of Repels in all of mine here, I have, this is the program I use every day to do every lesson, where I do my sample code in. And then this is the one that I've now created separately to do with, just with Python Turtle. You can see it says it attaches Turtle. So if you want to use the Turtle and create graphics within your program, you have to pick the one that has Turtle. So that's the same thing that's going to happen when you get to your final project. If you're doing a final project and you want to include Turtle in it, then you have to pick that correct language. You can't just pick the regular Python. Okay, all right, so here we go. The first thing that we have to do to get started is we have to import the Turtle, and that's just like importing that random option that we imported earlier. The first line of your code is going to be import and then just Turtle. Then we want to say t equals turtle.turtle in parentheses as it's a function. So I'm going to explain what those two things do. I think I have that right. T equals turtle.turtle. Okay. So now all line 2 has done is it's named our turtle. You could call it anything. Okay. Okay, I could change it to that, and now my turtle is called Leonardo, which is the best of the 4 Ninja Turtles, bar none. But that's not really the purpose of why I'm renaming the turtle. Like, yeah, it would be cool for my turtle to be named Leonardo, but now every single time I give that turtle a command, I have to type Leonardo. And it's about efficiency. So rather than give it a long name or just leave it as turtle, I just call it T. So now every single time I give the turtle a command, all I have to do is say T instead of turtle or a stupider name like Leonardo. Okay, that's all that does, is it just gives the turtle a name. Okay, anywhere the turtle moves, it leaves a line. So that's kind of the idea behind it. It's like a pen drawing something on the screen. And there's different commands to make it do different things. And there's times where you can lift the pen up so that it doesn't leave a line and move it to a different place and then put it back down. But That's the essence behind the turtle. It just leaves a line wherever it goes. Okay, and then if we're going to draw something simple, so I'm going to say turtle dot, so that's what I name my turtle. Remember T, if I'd have to change to Leonardo if I gave it the name Leonardo. So if I say T dot forward, these are all functions, so they're all going to have quotation or brackets after them. What did I say? 50. Now this 50 represents pixels on the screen. Okay, so my console is over here. The shell is where you get to see what gets drawn. So if you want something to move 50 pixels, and you're all going to have to just experiment with this to know how much 50 is. If I run this right here, I get to see that's 50 pixels. From the start of this line to the back of the arrow. And the arrow is technically the turtle. All right? That's 50 pixels. Pixels are just, like if you zoom in really, really close on any video screen, all it is a bunch of squares jammed together really, really tight to make color and make images. So this one is moving 50 pixels across the screen. You'll just have to experiment with it yourself to see how long each line is and get the lines to what you want them to be. So now I'm going to turn the turtle to the right, 90 degrees. And now rather than continue to type like an idiot, I'm going to copy that all the way around. Okay, so all of these commands, so forward, right, they have an expected parameter that needs to be included with them. That's why there's brackets after each one. This one is just expecting an integer or a double that will represent pixels. This one is expecting an integer or a double that will represent degrees. So the right and the left and whatever other turning command you give the turtle, it's going to expect you to put degrees in it. And when we start learning about arcs and radiuses and stuff like that, it's important that you understand every single command you give the turtle is expecting specific parameters to come with it. So when I run my program, I get the most basic of pictures. Okay, so that's giving the turtle commands. And we're going to take it from this to doing pyramids of different gradients of color. I've seen people use the turtle to draw a race car that looks real. Okay, there's a lot of things you can do with this. There isn't a huge time frame in this class for us to explore the turtle, so we don't spend a ton of time on it. We aren't going to get to the point where we're drawing race cars, but we are going to get to the point where you're going to have the basic knowledge to kind of inch yourself forward into doing something that you can really do well. You could create full animations with this once you get going using different functions. You can create something that runs a whole scene from a movie if you wanted to. Okay, and the further into you go, the more you'll see how many uses it could have. Okay, these are the basic commands that you can give the turtle. Okay, so turtle up means like picking up the pen. Turtle down puts it back down. I'm not going to go through all of them, but these are all the basic ones. If you want to do something with the turtle and you don't know how to do it, you can Google it and say, hey, how do I do this with turtle, with Python turtle? And there's so many commands out there. We'll get to all of these for the most part throughout this module. Okay, that is the end of that lesson. We're going to assignment 20, I believe. Okay, so in assignment 20, I can't put an image into Repel It. So using Turtle, draw a star like this one. This is exactly what it needs to look like. Your star should not be filled in. And it shouldn't be one of those stars that you do like the down line or the up, down, across, back down, and over here. And there's lines crossing each other in the middle. That's not how you should do it. Okay, you need to know what the angles are on these 5 pointed stars. And this is 360 degrees all the way around. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 angles in there. So those 5 angles have to add up to 360 degrees. I'm not going to tell you how to do math. All of you can do math better than me. But you need to know what this angle is in order to draw these lines all the way through. Okay, that is all. Recreate that. Put the top comments in as well as the regular comments on what's happening throughout your program. And that is that. I'm gonna leave it for this class. I only have realistically one more lesson to go through anyway. So I'm going to leave it for this class. I'll do the next lesson tomorrow and issue the last few Turtle assignments from there. Just use math. You don't have to use a protractor. That was very funny though. I liked it. Okay, so I'm going to give you the rest of this class to get this one done, even though this should only take you a few minutes. If you finish, submit it, and you're done. Feel free to go on if you want to, but also just mess around with the turtle. Go back to those